Welcome back to Impossible Versus Matches, where we talk about some versus crossovers that are absolutely never going to happen. We've,
Hmm.
I've, I'm Joseph Fear, and I've got my good friend Jayson. Say hello.
Yeah.
And
So
what was that?
I said, oh yeah.
So we've each got a list of 50 different characters, and we are going to randomize them. So Jayson's going to randomize one, I'm going to randomize another, and then we're going to take turns at figuring out a scenario on how they're going to come together for a versus match, like Freddy versus Jason, King Kong versus Godzilla, all sorts of those. There's no real rules. We're not talking about who would win, just what gets them there. And just real quick for the new listeners, we're not discussing people from the same universe like Mario vs. Luigi. We're not doing popular discussions like Superman vs. Goku, Marvel vs. DC. There's impossible matches. Nothing that's too easy. Nothing that already happened like Terminator vs. Robocop or Freddy vs. Jason. And we're not doing real people. Everything else is completely no rules at all.
Hmm.
All right. And we're going to begin this time. Jason's going to start the first scenario. So, who's your first character, Jason?
Oh yes. Mine is the Men in Black.
Ooh.
Basically, I would say Agent J and Agent K. Basically.
All right, Agent J and Agent K. All right. So that's a double. That's a team of two. So let's see what I get. Oh, this isn't necessarily a fun matchup because they're going against Superman.
Wow, but makes the scenario easy because Superman's an alien.
This is true, and he has been living technically illegally for
As yeah, as the person.
right. So yeah, Men in Black versus Superman. Then I'm gonna remove him from my list, and you're good to go.
Yeah. Well, obviously the situation would be that the Men in Black have been hunting down Superman for years, like years. Like they were the ones that found the crash site from whatever from the planet that he was from. But obviously they haven't been able to find him because his parents found him first, took the ship, and took the baby. So
Mm-hmm.
all these years, they've been looking for him, but now the Superman guy shows up, and then their best agent to investigate this guy.
Right. They can't have him out in the public like that either.
Right. Because maybe all these years they just thought like Superman was just a dude that
Yeah.
just got superpowers, but now it's realized that way. Oh wait, no, not human at all.
Even if he was just a dude that got superpowers, I feel like the Men in Black would want to investigate.
Yeah, it'll make sense, but there's supposedly about like aliens disguising themselves as people,
Mm-hmm.
and that fits like Superman's like mo at the very beginning.
Right. That's a pretty
And
easy
obviously,
matchup.
like, I think they would figure out, they're like, yeah, he's a Kryptonian, and, they would have, like, kryptonite somewhere locked in, like, the safe, or, like, kryptonite guns and shit like that. So I think it would actually be a fair fight.
Yeah. I mean, as fair as two regular dudes fighting Superman could be.
Yeah, but it's not just two regular dudes. It's Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith.
This is true.
And that, to me, is hilarious.
Yeah, I'd watch the movie.
Hmm.
I'd watch Men in Black vs Superman. That's fine.
Right. But obviously, like, I think it will actually be like a stand. Like, I would imagine it'd be like
Mm-hmm.
a standoff where probably like I don't know if I would like direct it like a short. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe we get that like Tommy Lee Jones character fought Superman before and lost, but now
Right.
like they're really like trying to bring him in,
Yeah.
and maybe you can have where like Will Smith's character has been like a Superman fan forever and just always thought, oh, he's just a dude that has power.
Oh,
You know?
nice. He probably
So
he's reading the comics. He's like, I know how to beat him. I've got the comic book.
yeah, basically, you can have a parody of the Dark Knight Batman versus fight, but it's Will Smith in like a mech suit
Right.
made by the Men in Black fighting Superman.
Yeah. You know what? You've sold me on Men in Black vs Superman. I still think Superman would
Yeah,
end up
man,
winning.
I'm telling you. Most Reading comics works for something, you know.
Yeah.
Plus, it'll probably be like it'll be a close fight because even with the kryptonite, Superman probably beating Will Smith's ass. But then like Tommy Lee Jones like comes with like a magical like sort of amulet or something like that to like depower Superman because most people don't know Superman's also weakness is magic.
That's right.
And that's canon in the DC universe.
Which is a very like, I don't know. I always thought that was kind of funny because like, what if he went to like, I don't know, like a David Copperfield show, and and everyone's like, oh, how did he do that? And Superman's just like passing out.
Well,
Like, he's just,
I got you. But like,
goes
it's
and sees
always
like,
been established, like in the DC comics, because magic is like a real thing.
right.
In DC comics, like characters like Shazam, Doctor Fate, all that stuff.
That's true.
Have been able to like fight Superman on equal footing because of their magical powers. So yeah, I would think that maybe the Men in Black of all people would have like a little thing to like defeat Superman with.
Because they've got to have like,
or something like that.
Yeah, they'd probably have some artifacts from way back when, or something. So yeah, you know what? Pretty interesting, pretty decent matchup. Just not a very exciting one for this show, but that's okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's too good.
Okay. Well, all right then, sir. How about you go ahead and start yours, and I'll put my randomizer up.
All right. What's your first character then?
Okay. Well. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus.
I like the sound of that.
This is gonna be good.
I like the sound of that.
The Duck.
Howard the Duck. All right. Let me see who he's fighting. Let me see who he's going against. Spinning the wheel. Oh my fucking God.
Okay, what you got?
Howard the Duck versus the Hamburglar.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. Howard the Duck, because I think the Hamburglar's pussy.
Yeah, but it's very easy to know why they'd be fighting. The Hamburglar burgles his hamburger.
Yeah, I think Howard the Duck is just, tired of investigating, and he's just like, well, give me a burger, and this fuckboy, just shows up and steals his food.
Yeah.
Don't piss anyone off.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what happens. I mean, I don't know if Howard the Duck is known for eating, like, a hamburger or anything, but, I mean, let's say he goes and gets a burger, and then the Hamburglar easily just comes and steals it, and of course he's like, I'm Howard the Duck, and a guy coming out and stealing my Hamburglar is just ridiculous concept.
Right.
So, obviously he tracks down the Hamburglar, but the Hamburglar, you see, he's experienced. So, doesn't Howard the Duck, now correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not like a comic book connoisseur or anything.
Okay.
Is Howard the Duck does like detective work, right? Like that's his thing.
Yes, that's his MO. Yeah.
So the whole crossover is that he's trying to like track down the Hamburglar who has left like, like clues. Like it's basically like Seven, except it's a hamburger.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. So pretty obvious. They fight because the Hamburglar steals his hamburger.
What's in the bag?
What's in the bag? Robble, robble, wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like to know, detective?
But I don't think how the Duck would beat Hamburger's ass. Like, on a fight-to-fight basis.
Oh, yeah.
The Duck would just give Hamburger hands.
I mean, I feel like most people would beat the Hamburglar. You just have to get past his appearance.
Right, exactly.
Because, like...
So, we can give that one to Howard the Duck.
Yeah, because the Hamburglar just has, like, a threatening aura about him.
Right,
like, you look at the Hamburglar, like, you see that he took his burger, and then, like, he looks at you, you lock eyes, and you're like, I don't know if I want to follow the Hamburglar.
But guess what? You wouldn't follow the Hamburger, but Howard the Duck doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, he has seen crazier things than the Hamburglar. Let's be real.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I guess we can move on to round three, and
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna spin my wheel for you, sir, and you are getting okay, okay. Pretty
All
basic.
right.
Pikachu.
Okay, okay. Oh my gosh.
Who who's he
All
going
right.
against?
The shark from Jaws.
You've got Jaws in there too. Okay, I need to take Jaws off my list then because Jaws is here as well.
Okay, okay, okay.
So I think who would win in a fight is obvious because Jaws being a water type would
A water type shark.
yeah. But tell me why are they against each other?
Well, it's simple. It's Pikachu's on the beach with his Pokemon friends, and then, they're on a boat, fishing, and this
Mhm.
random asshole shark that's not a Pokemon just shows up, or is a Pokemon, maybe,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
Pikachu gets in a big fight about it.
I'm thinking now, you know that entire like the climactic like final scene from Jaws where
Right.
like Quint gets eaten. Imagine all of that except it's like on the back of a Lapras.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. No, I can see that. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what's the name of that shark Pokemon from like Generation 3.
Sharpedo.
Yeah, Sharpedo. Yeah, Sharpedo. Yeah. Yeah, Sharpedo. I don't know. Like that would probably be the shape of the jaw. If the jaw shark was in the Pokemon universe, I don't know.
Yeah, is it? I mean, I think it's obvious who would win in said fight because first off, Jaws is a fish, so
Yeah.
Pikachu's electricity wins. But also in canon, Jaws, the Universal Studios ride, may it rest in peace. That shark is destroyed by electricity.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, electricity is his main weakness. So yeah, we can give that one to Pikachu easily.
Yep, give that one to Pikachu easy, and the scenario, is pretty obvious. Pikachu's out with his, if we're going by the anime, out with Ash and friends, out, on Lapras or whatever, and then out comes Jaws or chilling at the beach. Or if we're going with like the games, the trainers, going through the water, and then a wild Steven Spielberg's animatronic shark appeared.
Right, Bruce the shark.
Yeah, and it just goes like that.
Yeah.
We're not getting anything that's too much of a thinker so far.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, we've been having some fun concepts though.
Oh yeah, definitely some fun mental images going in. Um,
Yeah.
so I guess go ahead and spin the wheel one more. Spin the wheel again, and we'll see who I've got to put up with.
Okay. Cool. All right. All right. Spin. Maybe spin. Spin. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm excited. This is gonna be exciting.
Who is it?
If you, whoever you get, I got Captain America.
Captain America. Okay. um, Jason, tell me, have you ever been excited for Captain America versus Winnie the Pooh?
Oh my god.
Okay,
I
this
think
one's
Winnie the Pooh would win just on the fact that I don't think Captain America would actually like physically want to attack Winnie the Pooh.
well. My job is to figure out a reason why he would.
Easy. I mean, the reason Winnie the Pooh is because he thinks Captain America's trying to take his honey.
Yeah, I mean, Pooh is a lot more vicious than someone would give him credit for. Like, if you've ever taken away something from an addict of
A
anything,
bear.
yeah, but an addicted bear.
An addict. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, oh my goodness. Okay, so if anyone's seen the recent movie Christopher Robin, it somewhat bridges the gap on whether or not um Winnie the Pooh can exist or not.
Well, I mean,
Um
I thought it was like, aren't they all? part of Christopher Robin's imagination.
Well, you see, that's the thing, but, like, if you watch the movie Christopher Robin that, like, came out, like, about a year or two ago,
Yeah.
They show up in the real world and they are actually real and sentient and they interact with people.
Right.
So that kind of raises a question, is Pooh actually real? But now see, going by that movie, when Christopher Robin travels through a hole in a tree, he ends up in the 100-Acre Wood. Um, but other times it's just a tree. So therefore, Pooh lives in his own pocket dimension. So when he emerges into the real world, um, there suddenly become reports of this sentient, like, stuffed animal bear that is actually, like, interacting with people, therefore leading to a cause for Captain America, the first Avenger, to come and handle this interdimensional traveling being.
Oh my gosh.
That's what this show's about. We gotta reach sometimes. Because,
You trying to
because,
say
because
it's the Avengers versus the 100 Acres Wood?
Yeah, well, because in this exact universe, or at least the facts presented to me by Christopher Robin, the movie, I'm
Yes.
led to believe that Winnie the Pooh and friends are actually a bunch of interdimensional entities that must
Like the
be
Chitari.
that must be taken care of.
Like the Chitari from Avengers.
Yes, exactly. And, Captain America does not want to see another, invasive alien species. So he has to go and kick Winnie the Pooh's ass. But what he doesn't
Okay.
expect is that nothing hurts him. Nothing hurts Pooh because
That's a
he's a
hard
stuffed
one for me.
animal.
I'll let you decide on that one, Joseph.
I mean, it's kind of a matter of, like, when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
That is
because
true.
because
That is true.
sure,
They're both
like,
super soldiers in a way.
yeah, because, like, Captain America, he can punch, kick, throw, whatever, Pooh as many times as he wants. But Pooh's also a stuffed animal, so, like, none of that's
Yes,
actually going to hurt him.
that
So,
is true.
sure, he could, like, rip him apart, but, like, I've seen Pooh, like, kind of, mess with, like, his stitches and, like, put himself back together, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he busts a seam, like in the old cartoon movie. Like, he busts a little
Right.
seam and then ties himself up. So the only way to kill Pooh is with fire. Fire that Captain America does not have naturally.
Oh man, Joseph, how long are your arms?
um,
Because that's the reach.
yeah. I mean, long enough to reach for. I mean, I have to find a way for
Okay,
Winnie the
cool.
Pooh and
Because I
Captain
already
America to
gave
fight.
up. I just want, like, I just want you to edit, like, the airport scene in Civil War, right? I want you to just edit, like, just get rid of Iron Man's side of the team, and it's just like the 100 Acre Woods characters,
Yeah.
like it's Tigger, it's Rue, it's
Where are you going?
Piglet, and they're just running towards Captain America and his side.
Oh, bother.
Oh bother!
Where are you going, Christopher Evans?
Oh,
That's solid.
or oh my gosh, it's like, when Captain America says to Ira is like, I'm sorry, he's my friend, and Winnie the Pooh just goes, so was I.
I thought we'd be friends forever, Christopher.
Oh my god.
You know what? Alternatively, I reached pretty far when the obvious answer is just Pooh mistakes, Chris Evans, Captain America, for a grown-up Christopher Robin.
Right.
And so he is basically stalking Captain America the whole time, and Captain America isn't having any of that. So we got two
That's
possible scenarios here. We got two scripts. Where are you going, Christopher? Where did you get that fancy frisbee?
well, man, we've made some amazing pitches for a lot of amazing movies.
Yeah, this is true. Do you want to do you want to go ahead and try for one more? We haven't even been going for 20 minutes this time.
Yeah, I can do one more.
All right, all right. So I'm gonna spin the wheel because it's your turn, good sir.
Okay, well, I actually already spent mine just a second ago, and this was gonna be good too. Especially like what we said, I think like earlier today. I got Woody.
Hmm. All right. Well, I got another Disney character, but
Okay.
they're one's animated, one's live action. So like,
Okay.
I think I'll let this slide. Woody
Yeah.
versus Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh dang, that's actually a pretty good. Oh damn, damn. I think Jack Sparrow would see Woody as like a weird drunk hallucination, and would just
Yeah.
freak out and run away.
Because the thing is like they're both from like different. I mean, from different like actual dimensions. Because one being a CG movie and one being a live action movie, but they also take place in entirely different time periods. So how does Jack Sparrow find Woody, or how does Woody find Jack Sparrow?
Well, that's simple, sir. Is
Okay.
that Jack Sparrow, is out sailing somewhere, and in good old Kingdom Hearts fashion, right? Just like Mickey Mouse in Kingdom Hearts, he falls down a whirlpool, right?
Uh huh.
And ends up somehow on the coast of California, where where basically he wanders basically into Disneyland, and people think he's an actual like fake pirate from Pirates of the Caribbean, where Andy or the little girl, I guess, who's now in charge of Andy's toys, happens to be in Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
And Woody's with her, and yeah, that's how they meet up.
So
Because because Jack Sparrow, right? For some reason, he's the only one that can see that the toys are actually alive.
so what you're suggesting is that Captain Jack Sparrow ends up in real world Disneyland,
Yes.
and that's how he finds, and that's how he gets to Woody. But Woody in the real world Disneyland, can still come to life.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is a world where like the Pixar movies, it's just Disneyland. There's no Pixar movies. It's just Disneyland. Or there are Pixar movies that you can have
Oh,
references
okay.
all over, but
Oh,
for the most part,
so you're
or just the fact that they are toys based on Toy Story merchandise.
oh, so you're making it like it's like Wreck-It Ralph 2, where he goes into like a not Disneyland the theme park, but like a real Disneyland where like the characters exist.
No, not digital where the characters. It's the actual Disneyland, but Toy Story characters are Toy Story merchandise,
Ah, I see.
but they still come alive. Like the same rules apply.
Okay. Why not?
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought you were just going to say that it was, Kingdom Hearts, so Captain Jack Sparrow just ends up in the Toy Story world.
Well,
But that's too
funny,
easy.
I was 3 degrees away from that. Yes.
But that's too obvious.
Yes, it is.
No. So Jack Sparrow sees, moving toys as like some sort of demon or like a threat. Is that what you're saying? And
Yes.
that's why they fight. Woody has no beef with Jack Sparrow, but Jack Sparrow has beef with Woody.
Yes.
Because originally he thinks it's a rum hallucination due to his drinking.
Tricked by Davy Jones or like the witch.
Right. But once he realizes that that is not the case, he freaks out.
Yes. And then the toys overtake him.
Yeah, so he'd lose.
Yep.
Because if you take all of the Woody merchandise in the Disney parks, that's an army.
Yes.
and was to make it come alive. Come alive. That's ridiculousness. Wow, what a fun episode with 5 whole matchups.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, for all you listening out there, this has been Joseph and Jayson. Jayson, where can they find you?
Well, that's very simple, sir. You can look me up on Jayson, right? I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I'm actually saying my Instagram name right. And you can find me. Sorry.
You can find Jayson on the Young Kings podcast in the description below.
On the Young Kings podcast and on my Instagram, Jayson_Brown. And of course, you can find me on the Young Kings podcast, the Young Kings with a Z podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. A link will be in the description below and all that stuff.
All right, and then join us next time for some even more outlandish crossovers. And next time we're going to have
wacky matchups and wacky fun.
That's right. Next time we're going to have our special guest Preston on the line, and we'll see what he comes up with.